Sorry.
So anyway, does it seem though, I mean, do all the indicators basically indicate that we're pretty much in a recession, whether we have the official numbers or not?
Well, I think as we're projecting for the coming fiscal year, we're expecting that the economy will actually shrink by 0.9%. That's the numbers that we have based our budget on. And so that's actually much lower than the average of the economists who make up our Economic Forecast Council. But we think that was the prudent way to build our budget, was on basically incorporating less growth than even many of the economists are suggesting to us. But this is going to be a difficult year for British Columbia. There's no question about that. But the good news is that virtually all of the economists for 2010 are forecasting that British Columbia is going to lead Canada in terms of economic growth, and that's because of the fact that we're hosting the Olympics and the strong economic base that we have to our economy.
You were saying as recently as the fall that BC may avoid a recession. We may have been in one at the time. Is that just the sort of the lag between getting the numbers?
Yeah, I think that we've certainly seen numbers deteriorate over these past couple of months, but I think we're also at a point where we're starting to see signs that the economy will bottom out in the coming months. So I think there's at least light at the end of the tunnel.
You're saying that the Olympics will actually boost the economy, but I'm wondering, are those projections based on numbers for Olympic growth that were formulated prior to us entering a recession?
Well, the $10 billion that is used is based on a study that was done a couple of years ago by RBC. And when you start looking at just the amount of money that gets spent directly because of the Olympics, you look at the budget for VANOC itself is $1.7 billion for their operating budget. If you then look at the fact there's an estimated 250,000 visitors are coming, and given the demand for tickets that is obviously out there, there's no reason why that number should be diminished. And just do the multiplication as to what a visitor would spend per day coming to the Olympics, and that in itself is a huge infusion of economic activity in British Columbia. So you add that on to the amount of money that the various international and national sponsors are going to be spending, the various media. There's going to be an estimated 10,000 to 12,000 media coming. So, it's going to be a pretty busy time for British Columbia, and that's going to be a big economic stimulus for us.
So the recession won't impact the amount of economic growth you expect to see as a result of the Olympics?
Well, it'll obviously have some impact, but the magnitude of that is hard to tell. I think that the most important thing is that VANOC has no shortage of demand for tickets. I think if we were at this stage seeing that they were having difficulty moving tickets, then that might be a concern that in fact the economy is having a negative impact, but there's no evidence of that today.
So you're saying the study that happened was 2 years ago or a number of years ago on the amount of economic growth we can expect from the Olympics. Are you currently in the process of formulating revised numbers for that?
Yes.
And when will those be available?
I'm not exactly sure the timeline, but there is a new study that's being done to try to update some of the economic impact of the Olympic and Paralympic Games.
And will that be publicly released?
It will be public. Thanks very much.
Thank you.